heart of Long Beach, California, rests one of the most iconic ocean liners of the 20th century, the RMS Queen Mary. Launched in 1934, this British luxury liner once carried royalty, celebrities, and thousands of passengers across the Atlantic. But long after her final voyage, she's become something else, a magnet for the unexplained. Today, the Queen Mary is not just a floating museum and hotel, she's considered one of the most haunted places in America. Built in Scotland, the Queen Mary was once the largest and most luxurious ocean liner in the world. For over 3 decades, she sailed the oceans with elegance and speed. But her story shifted dramatically with the outbreak of World War II. Repainted grey and stripped of much of her decor, she became the mighty Grey Ghost, ferrying over 15,000 troops at a time to the battlefront. Tragedy struck during one wartime voyage when Queen Mary collided with her escort ship, HMS Curacoa, slicing it in half and leaving hundreds dead. The Queen Mary could not stop to help due to wartime protocol. After her retirement from active service in 1967, the Queen Mary was permanently docked in Long Beach as a hotel and tourist attraction. Soon after, reports of strange occurrences began to surface, and they haven't stopped. Room B340, the most haunted cabin, Stateroom B340, is perhaps the most infamous haunted location aboard the ship. Guests reported bedsheets being pulled off, faucets turning on by themselves, unexplained knocks, and shadowy figures. Legends say the room was closed for years due to these reports before being reopened for paranormal guest packages. Room B340 itself was formed by combining 3 smaller third-class cabins after the ship's final voyage, and it later earned a reputation for strange activity. Guests and staff have reported a variety of eerie occurrences: phantom knocks, loud banging on the walls and doors at night when the room was supposedly empty, unexplained lights turning on and off, and water running from taps on its own. Bed covers pulled off guests, claiming their blankets were tugged or striped away while sleeping, and apparitions. A tall man in 1930s clothing has allegedly been glimpsed standing at the foot of the bed or in the mirror. Voice phenomena, with some claiming to have heard a male voice saying or laughter coming from nowhere. Due to repeated complaints in the 1960s and 70s, the room was reportedly sealed off from the guests for decades. The Queen Mary later reopened Room B340 as a dedicated haunted stateroom with themed decor and ghost hunting tools provided to overnight guests. Skeptics suggest that vibrations from the ship's structure, water pipes, and power systems could have caused some of the phenomena. Believers, however, connect the room's activity to the ship's long, often tragic history, including documented deaths at sea and wartime stress among crew members. These are the names most often tied to the haunting of Room B340 itself. Walter J. Adams, a British third-class passenger who reportedly died in the cabin in 1948 of unknown causes and is said to still linger there. Guests have claimed lights, faucets, and covers act on their own, attributed to his presence. Unnamed murdered guest. Some stories from older ghost lore and travel tales suggest that a guest or ship officer was murdered in B340 and his restless spirit is tied to the rooms. Activity, though names vary, and this part isn't confirmed in official records. Room B340's reputation comes largely from guest and paranormal tour accounts. Some sources vary in the names attached to B340 itself, reflecting how stories evolve in legend. Next up is the first-class swimming pool. The now drained first-class swimming pool is another hotspot for ghostly encounters. Witnesses report hearing splashing, laughter, and seeing wet footprints on tile, even though no water remains. Among the spirits said to linger is a little girl named Jackie, seen playing or heard laughing near the pool area. Jackie is often described as around 5 or 6 years old, who supposedly drowned in one of the ship's pool during its operating days. People report hearing her giggling, laughing, or calling out for her parents. Some see wet footprints that mysteriously appear on the dry pool deck, and some see apparitions of a small girl, sometimes seen clutching a teddy bear. Paranormal investigators and tour guides often reference EVP audio recordings, where voices thought to be Jackie are picked up, though there are no official ship records confirming a drowning happened. Sarah, another young female spirit, sometimes described as a bit older than Jackie, around 6 or 8. Stories say she sometimes sings with Jackie or appears nearby. Some paranormal accounts even describe her as protective of Jackie or more assertive than the other child spirit. There's also a woman in a 1930s style bathing suit. She's seen walking near the pool or changing rooms, then disappearing. Some accounts describe shadowy figures or wet footprints connected with her appearance. This ghost is usually separate from the Jackie story and is interpreted as either another spirit tied to the pool area or a residual echo or the ship's glamorous past. Some paranormal enthusiasts and ghost tour narratives fill the pool area with additional named or unnamed entities, though their stories vary widely and aren't as consistently reported. There's Grumpy, or the growling ghost, which is a male spirit, some have reported, growling or making unsettling sounds near the pool, stairs area in certain investigations, and an occasional male child figure or other, bathers. Investigators claim to have heard or seen figures beyond just Jackie and Sarah, though these are less commonly named. Engine room. Door number 13. The crushed crewman. In the engine room, tragedy struck in 1966 during a drill when an 18-year-old crewman named John Pedder was crushed by steel watertight door 13. Since then, visitors have reported shadowy figures and strange sensations around the area. John Pedder was 18 years old at the time and a crew member often described as a fireman or engine room worker. On July 10, 1966, during a routine safety drill, one of the heavy watertight doors in the ship's engine boiler area closed automatically. Pedder was caught in the door and crushed. A tragic accident said to occur in the narrow maintenance corridor known as Shaft Alley. Although he was found and taken for medical attention, he did not survive his injuries. It's one of the most famous haunting claims aboard the ship. Many people say they've seen the ghost of a young man in blue coveralls, sometimes described as bearded, wandering near door 13 deep in the ship's lower levels. They've also reported behaviors of him asking about a missing wench or just pacing the hallway before fading away. Others claim to hear metallic clanging, whistling, or footsteps near the engine room area, echoes linked to his presence. While Pedder is the primary reported crew fatality tied to a supernatural legend on the Queen Mary, some older sources and paranormal folklore mention additional door accidents, suggesting more than one crew member may have been crushed by watertight doors over the years. The Queen's Salon and other apparitions. Guests have also claimed to see a lady in white drifting in the Queen's Salon and unexplained figures roaming the halls. Some even report hearing phantom phone calls, knocks, and sudden temperature drops throughout the ship. One of the most frequently reported spirits seen in the Queen's Salon is known simply as the Lady in White. Witnesses describe her as a beautiful woman wearing a flowing white or off-white evening gown, often in a style reminiscent of the ship's 1930s era luxury. She's often seen gliding or dancing alone in the corners of the room, sometimes as if listening to music that no one else can hear. Some say she lingers at the windows, gazing out as though waiting for someone or reminiscing about a voyage long past. In a few accounts, she's even been spotted near where the piano once sat in the former Queen's Salon, now moved to a bar lobby area, suggesting an attachment to music or entertainment. Paranormal enthusiasts often suggest she may be a residual haunting, essentially a replay of past events stuck in the environment like a memory loop, rather than an interactive spirit aware of the living. Other subtle phenomena have been tied to the Queen's Salon area. Some visitors report distant piano music, footsteps, or murmured laughter, even when the space is empty, and on rare occasions, people walking through or near the salon have claimed to see shadowy figures or out-of-place silhouettes that disappear if approached. Because the Queen's Salon was once a first-class social hub hosting dances, live music, and high society gatherings, many ghost stories here evoke a sense of lingering elegance and nostalgia, rather than overtly aggressive hauntings. Paranormal investigators and ordinary visitors alike have shared chilling experiences. Some report voices, cold spots, and unexplained EMF spikes, while others capture eerie audio or shadows on camera. Though some recordings have been questioned, and even debunked. The sheer number of independent reports keeps investigators intrigued. Skeptics and explanations. Not everyone agrees these hauntings are supernatural. Skeptics argue many claims can be explained by pareidolia, psychological suggestion, and the ship's old infrastructure, causing noises and drafts. Pop culture and legacy. The Queen Mary's haunted reputation has made her a fixture on paranormal TV shows and inspired annual haunted attractions like Dark Harbor, drawing thousands of visitors every year. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, the Queen Mary stands as a vessel of history, buoyed by real tragedies, legends, and the human need to explore the unknown. Her decks whisper with echoes of the past, inviting each visitor to decide for themselves whether something unseen still walks her halls. Thank you for being here. Hope you liked the tour of the haunted Queen Mary, and don't forget to subscribe.